different.
I don't care. I need that.
I'm too big for you, Theo.
It's all good. I need that.
You couldn't do nothing.
It's all good. I need that. It's all good, man. Hey, I'm already going to try. I'm already going to work hard. I just told you that, man. I ain't doing no. Not you. I know you are the best. I know you're the best. No, not like that. Hey. That's all it is. I respect that. For sure. And I can learn things. I respect that.
Told him about himself. He know what I said, but he got to stop being a clown, you know? Like, everybody not with the clown antics and things like that just because he want to sell a fight. It's cool to sell a fight, but I'm not fighting. Leave me alone. I'm retired. You don't got to make antics at me, you know? So.
Terence Crawford, usually the most composed man in boxing, has completely snapped. He has been vocal and direct that Teofimo Lopez didn't just cross a line with his racial comments, he erased it. Crawford proved he isn't playing games when he confronted Lopez face-to-face, making it clear this beef has moved beyond the internet. This isn't just trash talk anymore. It's a violation, and Crawford is ready to make him pay for every single word. It all started with a phrase that instantly stopped the scrolling on everyone's timeline. During a heated back and forth, Teofimo Lopez told Terence "Bud" Crawford to peel a banana. Now, to the uninitiated or the naive, that might sound like a weird throwaway insult. But in the context of combat sports and the long, ugly history of racial tropes against black athletes, the message was received loud and clear. This wasn't a joke about fruit. It was interpreted immediately by Crawford and practically every other fighter in the division as a coded monkey slur.
Saying a whole bunch of racist shit. Teo is just a person I cannot entertain because he would probably be taking me to court if I get around him. I'm gonna have to put my hands on him. But I can't entertain Teo at all. I can't go back and forth with him on the net because if he says some racist shit like that to me, I don't know how I would take it. And it's not gonna be the good way. So if only thing I would entertain is him sending me a contract. Anything else after that, I'm not entertaining Teo no more. He's Mr. Irrelevant. That's what I call him.
The reaction was instantaneous. The boxing community didn't brush this off as just business. Names like Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson immediately rallied, pointing out that this wasn't just heel behavior. It was a specific kind of disrespect that harkens back to an era the sport has tried to leave behind. Lopez tried to play it cool, acting as if the world was overreacting, but the damage was already done. He had taken a rivalry based on skill and turned it into a conflict based on identity, and he was about to find out that Terence Crawford is the absolute last person on earth you want to disrespect on a personal level.
Epic moment after Shakur absolutely dominates Teofimo Lopez. Terence "Bud" Crawford taunts Teofimo Lopez, who consistently called him out, and Terence Crawford made fun of Teofimo Lopez for the way he was dominated, then asked him, "Why did you call me out?"
Most internet beefs stay exactly there, on the internet. Keyboards get smashed, tweets get deleted, and everyone moves on. But Terence Crawford operates by a different set of rules. He doesn't do Twitter fingers. When he saw the comments, he didn't just type out a reply, he went to find the source. We saw the footage of Crawford physically pulling up on Lopez, and the energy in that interaction was terrifyingly calm. This wasn't a screaming match, it was a promise. Crawford looked him dead in the eye and delivered a message that chilled everyone watching. Keep that same energy. He made it clear that while clown antics might sell pay-per-views, they don't protect you when you're standing face-to-face with a man who feels you've insulted his people. You could see the shift in Lopez's body language. It's easy to type "peel a banana" from the safety of a smartphone, but it is a completely different ballgame when the undisputed king of the division is standing 2 feet away, waiting for you to say it again. Lopez backed down, claiming he was misunderstood, but the fear in his eyes told the real story.
Well, long story short, I was going through the ringside and I felt someone was staring at me. I turned to my side, it's Crawford. He looked at me, I looked at him. He's trying to stare me down. I stare at him and I say, hey, listen, when we gonna fight? So then he's acting like he can't hear me. He pulls to the side and then we just talk. He goes to my father. He says, don't you ever touch me again. The next time you touch me, I'm gonna slap you. My father goes and responds, well, then slap me now. And then I say, hey, when we gonna fight? Long story short, we got a little scruffle out on that side. My whole thing is that, hey, listen, I want to fight the best. If he's the best, let's make the fight happen. You know, he go over there trying to poke at my face. I smack his hand down. I ain't with that stuff, man. He said he wanted to fight me there. I'm like, what, you scared that I'm going to beat you in front of the whole world? Is that why? So you know what? We'll see what they do next.
Is that a fight you...
Absolutely, man. Come on now. I told you guys I'll go to 154. I go 2 weight classes for the group. Okay. I'm at 155 right now, so I'm fine.
All right, that's interesting.
Well, the thing is like, you guys gotta understand. It's like, if folks, you gotta know, it's not about the weight bullying. It's about the skill sets. It's about the ring IQ. It's the fact that I have the longevity part. Crawford is 10 years older than me. He's old. He's getting older. His legs are gone. You know what I'm saying? And the more he goes up in weight, 160, 168, whatever he wants to do and try to catch that Canelo, he's never gonna catch it. You know what he's gonna catch? An early retirement.
Okay. You also mentioned that, you know, you don't have a fight, Tank don't have a fight.
Yes.
Which one of those 2 fights interests you more, Gervonta Davis or Terence Crawford?
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana.
Okay. All right. So whoever you don't care which one of them you fight.
They say they're gorillas. I'm a lion. I eat them. Let's go.
All right. What did you make of somebody in your division, Subriel Matias? He was, you know, coming up real strong.
And that was a good one. Whichever monkey wants the banana.
Coming up real strong. And
The truly damning part of this saga is that this wasn't an isolated slip of the tongue. If you dig a little deeper, a pattern starts to emerge. Before the banana comment, Lopez had already been making waves with some questionable takes regarding ESPN and their roster. He was on record complaining that the network was signing too many black fighters, naming guys like Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Keyshawn Davis. He implied that these contracts were handed out based on race rather than merit, a claim that is not only offensive but objectively ridiculous given the talent level of those names.
This is why this fight means everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them.
No, yeah, I heard that shit. My bad. Yeah. Somebody tell you their character, let them wear they mad. Cause he's mad for absolute. Oh, you thought I was just gonna stay? I'm turned. I'm about to get turned right now. Yeah, I just have to get up, but cause he's upset and he thinking Josh Taylor's a cherry pick. And just like he thought Kambosos was a cherry pick and got his ass whooped. You talking all this, keep the black fighters. The black fighters are actually fighting the fights we want to see. You just lost to Sandar Martin, and now you, like, I don't understand. Yeah, leave Top Rank. Where you gonna go, though? That's what I want to know. Where you gonna retire? Because you gonna go to the PBC and get your ass whooped. If you was smart, you would have went to the PBC and played off that racist shit right there. Like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, we going against whoever. You could have did that, but you just a sore fucking loser. And you know niggas gonna fuck you up, so.
This context matters because it proves the banana comment wasn't an accident. It was an escalation. It painted a picture of a fighter who was growing increasingly bitter about the success of his peers and was willing to use racial division as a coping mechanism. He positioned himself against an entire demographic of fighters, seemingly forgetting that eventually he would have to get in the ring with one of them. He was writing checks with his mouth that his skills were going to have to cash, and the debt was piling up fast.
Since we're talking about fighters who are black, I read this and it was a surprise to me. But I was reading an article and it says that Teofimo Lopez seems to have a real disdain for black fighters. How do you respond to that, Teofimo? It was on Boxing Scene and it said Teofimo Lopez seems to have a real disdain for black fighters, and they were talking about, I guess, quotes that you had made about certain fighters, whether it be Tank, whether it be Crawford.
Man, I grew up seeing these guys talk trash. I grew up with more black people than I ever grew up with Latinos. Beating Shakur Stevenson, don't tell me he wasn't black because he's Puerto Rican. I just want to fight black fighters. Kid you not. He was like, you fight like a black fighter from the way you box and everything. You're black, but you're not, but you fight like a black fighter. And it's like, yeah, because I grew up with mainly around that environment. Did I try something? Reverse, take it around, see what we could do, clean the image, and face a guy like Shakur Stevenson and give him his first loss and see where that goes.
Enter Shakur Stevenson. If Crawford was the voice of reason outside the ring, Shakur became the instrument of karma inside it. The fight between Stevenson and Lopez was hyped as a clash of styles, but it quickly became something else entirely, a public execution of a game plan. From the opening bell, the difference in class was shocking. Shakur later admitted he knew the fight was over by the second round. Think about that. 6 minutes in, and he already knew he had broken Lopez's spirit.
All glory to God. It was an amazing night. I put the work in. I stayed disciplined throughout my camp. I was in tremendous shape. And T.O., he's a hell of a fighter, but I was the better man tonight.
Guys, just raise your hands, please, and the microphone will be brought to you. Thank you.
Shakur, congratulations, man. Great performance, obviously. Did you feel at some point that you demoralized him and he was just kind of trying to get to the finish line?
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But, yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Shakur described feeling physically stronger and mentally miles ahead. He had downloaded Lopez's timing so completely that he stopped viewing him as a threat and started viewing him as a puzzle he had already solved. While Lopez was flailing, trying to land that one lucky shot to turn the tide, Shakur was calm, collected, and surgical. It was the physical manifestation of Crawford's warning. All that talking doesn't help you when you can't hit the target.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I heard him a couple of times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great show tonight.
Obviously a great performance against your best opponent. Any disappointment that you didn't stop him? Because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him.
No, there's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge, and he did what he did to survive.
Got a question from the Norfolk Recorder in Virginia, down there at the front.
Did you think you was really gonna beat him up that way?
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level, and I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went in there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did what you were supposed to do, and I'm proud of you, bro.
The most brutal part of the fight wasn't a knockout punch, it was the embarrassment of it all. Shakur didn't just beat a former champion, he made him look like an amateur. There were moments where Lopez looked genuinely confused, freezing up because every single trap he set was easily sidestepped. He was a beat behind, then 2 beats, until he was just chasing ghosts.
So, I want to say I'm speechless, but a piece of me kind of thought Shakur Stevenson might do something like this tonight. What I just watched was a freaking masterclass beyond epic proportions. I thought Shakur might do something like this, but even this exceeded my expectations. I thought it may be, if Shakur had a really good night, make it look easy and win 9-3, 10-2. This was 12-0, 11-1, and it was next level type stuff. Teo was trying everything. The various wrinkles to Shakur's style are unbelievable. I mean, I know people like to say he runs. That's because they don't understand what they're watching. I rarely, in my mind, have I ever seen Shakur literally run. Is he defensive? Yes, because he doesn't open up into crazy offensive routines. Okay, yes, so that makes him defensive, but he never really runs, so he's a master of position.
At one point, it looked like Shakur could have ended it. He admitted later that he had the opportunities to stop Lopez, but chose to remain disciplined. He treated the fight like a sparring session, refusing to get drawn into a brawl where a lucky punch could change things. This control was the ultimate insult. It showed that he didn't even need to get out of second gear to dismantle the man who had so much to say about black fighters. Lopez was reduced to a punching bag, absorbing jab after jab, his frustration growing with every miss. The takeover that Lopez had promised looked more like a surrender. After such a lopsided defeat, you would expect some level of humility or at least a realistic breakdown of what went wrong. Instead, we got a masterclass in denial from Teofimo Lopez Sr. In the post-fight interviews, Sr. sounded less like a coach and more like a panicked father trying to protect his son's ego. He blamed everything but the fighter. He claimed the game plan wasn't followed. He blamed the media pressure. And he even suggested that the power wasn't there that night.
Senior Teofimo, first of all, commiserations, not the way you wanted the night to go. Can you talk me through the fight?
No. Everything was fine. The sparring sessions were like what motivated me to this fight. That I was 100% sure we was gonna win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning, you know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there, I think probably the networks and everybody, the media, everything leading up to this fight, everybody already talking that already about Shakur fighting in May, where the winner was supposed to go and fight in May, against whoever it was. So I think that probably got to him, you know what I'm saying? People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. And I think all that affected him in this fight, Like a lot of people say, my son is like mentally like easy to, mess with. And how you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there. His power was not there. I was in shock, man. And I think this is, a lot of this has to do with everybody not wanting him to win. You know what I'm saying? There was not one person talking good about him. You know what I'm saying? So, that has to stop.
He floated the idea of moving up to 147 pounds as if weight was the issue, completely ignoring the fact that his son didn't lose because he was small. He lost because he was outthought. It was a refusal to accept reality. They talked about how everyone wanted him to lose, trying to paint themselves as victims of a conspiracy rather than victims of a better boxer. It was a sad attempt to spin a narrative that the fans and the fighters saw right through.
And, I think he's ready to go to 147, you know what I'm saying? That he got beat up, man, that was a headbutt. And my son didn't get beat up, man. He went to 12 rounds with a good boxer. We were supposed to do different things in there, and that didn't work, and that happens. It happens to anybody, you know what I'm saying? All the greats have lost, and they have come back, and they have done great. So, we're here, and we're gonna stay. He's still 28 years old. He's still not in his prime, and we're coming back stronger than ever. Next time, I think he's ready to go to 147.
What were you saying to him in between rounds to try and get him to change the fight?
What we did in sparring, what he was doing in sparring, and for some reason he wasn't doing it, and that's why I was very upset. And I think we hurt Shakur, like I think in the 8th round, and he was hurt for about 2 rounds, and he let him come back. The whole plan was not to exchange with him. The whole plan was not to box with him. But I guess, it worked to Shakur's benefit, and congratulations to him and to his team. And we got to move to better things, you know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world. A lot of great fighters have lost 8 times, and it's not, my son is not 40 years old or 38 or 48 years old, so we still got a lot more to do, Go to 147 and fight the best at 147.
The connection between Shakur's performance and Terence Crawford's influence is undeniable. Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's trainer, called Shakur's performance a masterpiece, and you can see the fingerprints of the Crawford system all over it. The discipline, the range control, the refusal to let emotion dictate the pace. That is the school of Bud Crawford.
Man, like you said, that masterpiece, man. He looked so smooth, calm, and relaxed, man. That was beautiful. That was the one boxing lesson that you future guys, young guys and amateurs just turning pro, watch that, man. That was beautiful.
When you were watching it, did you feel right away Shakur's gonna run away with this?
Well, I kind of figured that when they said they was gonna fight each other, so I knew Shakur was gonna dominate him, but they must hype the fight up.
Now, when you look at it, in the corner advice that Teo was getting, I know that he's gotten a lot of criticism online about that. What do you make overall of the game plan that he brought for the fight?
Well, you said game plan, man. Shout out to his grandfather, Willie, man, my partner. That was beautiful, man. They put together a great game plan, off that jab, combinations, stayed in the pocket, took it half a step back, stepped over, got off the line. That was beautiful.
When I meant criticism, I meant Teo's corner and game plan. But you are right. Shakur put on just a masterpiece of a game plan against Teo. But I was in reference to Teo's game plan going into the fight. It looked like he didn't have one.
They didn't have one. Whatever they tried, they didn't work. You heard his father say in the corner, "What happened to your fast hands? That shit didn't work, man."
Just overall, just given the styles and in boxing so well, was there any way that Teo could have put on a better performance, a better plan, and gotten a better result?
No, I don't think whatever he would have brought to the table would have worked, man. Shakur just got a great boxing mind. That's just it. He's got a great boxing mind, and once he put his mind to it, he's gonna get the job done.
Tim Bradley pointed this out perfectly, noting that Shakur is evolving into that same kind of terrifying tactician. By using IQ over ego, Shakur vindicated Crawford's entire philosophy. It proved that you don't need to scream racial slurs or act like a clown to be great. You just need to be better. Crawford's reaction to the win was one of vindication. He knew that the disrespect had been answered in the only language that really matters in this sport: total domination.
I feel like Shakur can be that face of American boxing that, we've always had. We have Floyd Mayweather. I think he can be as popular as Floyd Mayweather, if not more popular than Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know, man. Guys, tell me what you think. Am I tripping? But there's a lot of potential matchup for Shakur that can really grow his star, man. Years ago, when I, had a brief conversation with Shakur, one of the things that he told me was that he was going to be a superstar in the game. He told me straight to my face, it don't matter what you say or what you think, I'm going to be a superstar in the game. And for me, just looking in, I was like, okay, for you to be a superstar in the game, you got to show up and show the hell out, man. Because it was, when he had the conversation with him, was after a lackluster performance. And then I think it was right before he fought Herring, I had a conversation with him. And that's when he told me. And at first I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at first because I'm like, bro, like if you continue to give these type of dog performances, no one's gonna want to see you. You know, so the truth of the matter is that, you know, I was wrong and he was right.
In the end, this entire saga serves as a brutal lesson on the cost of words. Teofimo Lopez tried to use the ugly tools of the past to build his name, flirting with racism and disrespect to grab headlines. But the sport of boxing has a funny way of purifying things. The ring is a truth machine. You can lie to the cameras, you can lie to your fans, and you can even lie to yourself. But you cannot lie to a jab that lands flush on your nose every time you try to speak. Lopez was humbled the hard way, leaving the arena with his hype train derailed and his reputation stained, while Crawford and Stevenson stood tall, proving once again that excellence is the best revenge. We'd love to hear from you, though. Did Shakur give Teofimo Lopez the perfect response in the ring at Madison Square Garden? Will Teofimo ever make a comeback from this defeat? Let me know in the comments. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.